The Shape tool is located on the left side of your screen, and you can see there's a submenu associated with it with some options. In this case, I'm going to draw a square, so I'm going to select my square. I can determine the transparency level, so I want it to be a solid color, and I'm going to have it filled, and I'm going to choose my color, and here's my color palette. If I want to customize my color palette, just simply click on this, and I want to change this color right here, and I would like to change it to a deep purple, and save. So now my color palette has been updated to the colors of my choice. So let me begin by selecting my color, and I'm going to create my square. If I want to create a perfect square, I simply need to hold the shift button down. So this time I'm going to create one that is outlined so you can see how they compare. I'm going to hold my shift button down so I can make myself a perfect square. So no matter what I do, it will always be a square that is completely the same on all sides. Now, if I would like to create a triangle, I can do that by clicking on my triangle. There's some neat options built into the triangle. For instance, I have 3 angles that are less than 90 degrees. When I create this triangle, I can see that there are numbers associated on each point, which tells me the angles, and that will help me when I am creating the triangle that fits this description. If I want to create a perfect right triangle, once again, I just hold down my Shift key and I can create a perfect right triangle. Now this one here, I'm going to repeat the process, and I'll see that I can create the triangle. Up at the top, I see I have a degree of 108. That definitely meets the requirements. If I want to make some changes and decide that I want to do things a little differently, I can select my triangles that I would like to change, and I can change it from an outline to a fill, and I can even go ahead and change the color if that's what I would like to do as well. So I'm going to change it to yellow. There's one other thing that you may want to think of, and that is when you're creating your lines. If you're creating your lines, you could try to line your lines up perfectly, but sometimes they don't seem to line up the way you want. If you hold your shift button down, you will, when you create these lines, always be flat. And that will allow you to know that your lines are horizontal to your page, so you don't have to guess. So each time I want to create horizontal lines, I hold my shift button down, and this allows me to always have perfect lines. And you can see this one there may not be perfect, but these 3 that I created last will always be perfect. So these are some of the features that you have available to you when you're using the Shape tool.